In 1932, the government of Australia made a wild announcement. They were going to declare war on emus. Not a metaphor, not a joke, an actual war against big, feathered birds. And here's the strangest part. The emus won. Yes, the tall, flightless, big-eyed birds of the Australian outback beat an army. This is the Great Emu War, and it is one of the silliest real stories in history. After World War I, thousands of Australian soldiers came home to dusty farmland. Times were tough. Then, around 20,000 emus marched inland from the coast, searching for water and green things to eat. The giant birds flocked into the wheat fields. Farmers watched in horror as hungry beaks gulped down their crops. The farmers begged the government for help, and the government picked up the phone and called the army. The government chose Major G.P.W. Meredith for the job. He brought 2 soldiers, 2 heavy machine guns, and a whole lot of confidence. The plan was simple: drive into the bush, find the emus, and end the problem fast. The army expected a clean victory. Instead, they got a chase. The emus refused to stand in a tidy group. They split into tiny flocks and scattered every time the trucks rolled in. The soldiers fired and fired. 10,000 bullets flew through the dry air. The gun barrels grew hot. When the dust finally settled, the army counted around 1,000 dead emus. It sounded like a big number, until you remembered there were 20,000 more where those came from. The flocks kept moving. The birds kept eating. The trucks kept stalling in the sand. Major Meredith asked the government for more guns, and the government said no. After weeks of chasing feathers and losing the chase, Australia gave up. The guns were put away. The war was officially over. The emus had won. The feathered survivors kept wandering the farmland, drinking from the same waterholes and nibbling the same wheat. For the farmers, the fight was far from fun, but for the rest of the world, the story sounded like something out of a cartoon. Today, Australia does not send soldiers to fight emus anymore. Instead, the country uses long wire fences and paid hunters to keep the big birds away from crops. Emus still roam the outback by the thousands, wild, fast, and very much undefeated. The Great Emu War is a reminder that history is not always about crowns and battles. Sometimes it is about a stubborn bird and a country that learned to pick a different fight.